Well, it looks like we are live. Happy Hump Day, everybody. Joseph Sunderman here, Creative Tech. And yeah, we've got a lot going on. And I'm going to update you guys on a couple things that's going on in my little world. Some exciting stuff, really. So, a lot going on in the world right now. Trump's in trial. Baby mama drama is at an all-time high. At least we got the birthdays out of the way. In my little world, there's a lot of things going on, and not that politics really has that big of a hold on my life. When I look at the elections, I look at both of these people up that are running, and I'm like, with what's going on at the colleges right now with the protests, the way the media is just throwing fuel onto everything. And it's both sides. I mean, I watch Fox and CNN, and not a fan of one over the other. I would say I do tend to watch more CNN than I do Fox. And I do feel like CNN does make an effort. They are very left. They're very, very left. But when you watch Fox, they lean into the Trump. That's just my perspective. Again, I don't live in that world. I have so much going on, and I know it affects me and my family, and it affects my community and my country. So I want to be in tune with it. I want to be aligned with it, know where it's going, understand the complications that we have. Do I want to weigh in on it? Do I want to alienate people from me? And the fact that it is that polarizing that's what's concerning to me. And it feels like people like that divide, and they're feeding into keeping that because it helps out the media. It helps out. It's entertainment for them. It's their job. If your job every day was to get people to come watch you and give them information that kept them glued to the TV, wouldn't you be bringing it up a few notches yourself? Anyway, it'd be nice if we could all be authentic and embody what I call the modern workforce, because that definitely wouldn't be something that would be going on if we got there. But again, my idea of the perfect world, your idea of the perfect world, probably not the same thing. Now, let's get into technology, because that's why we're here, right? I'm excited about the tech stack. We've recently, with a meeting last week, I believe it was, or the week before, we had a meeting where a partner used the term security stack. And again, these are terms that have been out there forever, but in development of the MTP and finding ways to communicate the master tech plan with ease, when I heard security stack, because we're focused on the tech stack right now, we have 8 service groups that makes up our tech stack that we deliver to clients. Every client that we deliver our tech stack to has a plethora of technology outside of that tech stack that we are to manage, because we're the outside IT department. We're the outsourced IT department. At least that's what we want to be, and that's what we've evolved into. A lot of MSPs just want to provide what they provide and support what they provide, and they call it a day after that. Whereas we want you to call us when you have a QuickBooks issue. We want you to call us when you can't get into your inventory system. Even though we know they have a support desk there, we know technology well enough to look at it to see if it's an issue that really does need to go to, their service desk, or is it something that we can knock out ourselves? We want to be that first line of defense, right? So we have a security stack. We have a data stack. Every service group that we have 8 service groups. Every one of them has data that it needs to be managed. That's why we call it a data stack. Every service group we have has a security stack to it, or security to every group, which means our tech stack also has a security stack. We have what's called a lexicon here that we're developing that uses our terminology to communicate things. And the more we develop that, the more the ethos of ICORA comes into sight, the more we can vision it, and the easier it is to communicate what we're trying to do. Now, the tech stack is a very important piece of the puzzle. And Ikora is wanting to. Hold on. This is Joseph. This is he. This is Joseph. And what was your name?
Thank you very much for confirming.
Yeah, what was your name again?
Thank you so much for Christopher.
Christopher. Thank you, Christopher.
Alright. So before we start, Joseph, this call is being monitored or recorded for quality and training purposes. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Alright, so this is the case ID ending in 009703, entitled "We are unable to manage accounts."
That is correct.
And then the verbatim, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Correct. We think we have an idea of what it is, but we need to verify that.
So what is your main goal?
Well, right now we've hit a very big hurdle, and we've been partnered with Microsoft now for 8 years, 8 years, and we're in our first financial pitch that we've ever been in, and we're having issues getting our invoices caught up. We're close. We're getting there, and we should by the end of the year be able to get it up to date. But we feel like we're suspended or something right now. We're trying to get to where we can access the accounts. Is that something you can help with or look at for me?
Yep, I've been looking at the account right now, and I hope you don't mind me if you can confirm that I don't see any membership. You don't have any subscriptions.
And when you say subscriptions, Same to you, Christopher.
Good day again. Again, it's Christopher from Microsoft AI Cloud Partner Program. Have a good day.
You too. Take care. Tech stack woes. So, as a Microsoft partner, I mean, when you become Microsoft, that's when things, I don't know, everybody does things differently. And I knew from the moment that I had the opportunity to manage a technology business that delivers services, I knew, I'm going to do this on a high-end level, but be able to provide those high-end services to even the most common of users. So, meaning, how can we get high-end services to the little pet service, the little doctor's office, the marketing firm, or the place that 3D prints these cool things, and they don't have a very big operation, but they do have hopes to grow and whatnot. Small business is my thing. And as we get into businesses that have 10 plus employees, you're going to start getting into an area where you have to have resources in the cloud. And yeah, Microsoft Azure, that is my business. I am Microsoft. I guess that's a very small portion of it. My entire tech stack is my business. So when it comes to the private cloud, our private cloud offering, I've had a lot of mentors and a lot of business partners in the past tell me, Joe, not everybody is the same. Not everybody has the same needs. Not everybody has the same setup. You can't holistically manage or create a cookie cutter way of doing things. And I agree with that to some degree. But what I will tell you is that if we find a solution that we can manage holistically and have every client on a standard networking infrastructure. So that's why I had to carve out these 8 service groups, because I needed to compartmentalize them, because not every business will need, the overall arching thing. So we had to create services that we can deliver to people individually. Now, our private cloud offering is just basically Cisco Meraki. That's for the firewalls and the access points. And we use that for connecting branches together. We use SD-WAN, which is a beautiful thing. And recently, we've got it to where Azure environments can now be tied into your local environment, meaning no more on-premise servers or using a server in our data center in Joe's basement. You can now have your services running up in the cloud. Now, I'll tell you, our clients can have their shit running in Azure, but they're probably going to prefer the pricing of keeping it here. And our servers are going to be deprecated here in the next 12 months-ish. That's not meaning that they're bad. That just means I can't use them for production anymore. They're going to become lab environments, which I'm excited about, because that tech stack and using that data center for Rigid 6 and the creative tech and to help business operations internally here for us. Nothing that would be production reliant, but just all the cool toys and the demos and the things we can do with it. The question is do we buy another data center? Do we reinvest? I would say if we did, it would be on a much smaller scale. Maybe like 10 terabytes worth of runnable storage here on a RAID environment, and everything else being ran up in the cloud. Now, AWS, we got Google Cloud, we got so many different providers. You got Rackspace, you got all these smaller data centers that you can get into. We got 3Z, which we have a good relationship with right over the river. Eric and Catherine are amazing people. But yeah, I don't know if I want to continue going that route. I am going to get with Eric and them and see if they're willing to build this out further with me. I know that my current business partner, Jay, I love him to death. I'm trying to get him to a point to where we can work together. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to juggle a bunch of things at the same time, making these streams very stupid. Again, this is practice. I'm just here bullshitting. And I did put this on my YouTube channel. I gotta remember to go take that down. Jesus Christ. So I want to take a few minutes and just, I'll do this with you so you guys can see how my brain's working. Mm-hmm. And not having my 16-inch MacBook, I moved my 14-inch from where I usually work here. I moved it over here to my main desk where I do my editing and stuff. Because that's still a mean MacBook, that 14-inch. It's beat up a little bit because I use that as my travel laptop. But, it's just as powerful as the 16-inch that was there before. I don't know, maybe not quite as fast. But same body internally, it's just smaller size. Anyway, I put the 14-inch over there where I sit down and do a lot of my editing and going through data and files and stuff. Brought my MacBook Air, which you'll see right, as you can see right here. This is my MacBook Air. That's what I'm broadcasting to you right now on. And this little thing's quite a beast with 24 gigs of RAM, the M2 processor. It's a great machine and does a great job. But thinking about that M3, Max or the next one coming out, I got some funds on hold for that are for the people that purchased my MacBook Pro, the 16-inch. I'm going to be getting. I haven't gotten paid for that yet. Essentially, I asked them to hold on to those funds, and I will need them to help me get my next MacBook, which I helped them in a pinch that way. Anyway. So I'm excited about that. When I get that new MacBook, I'll be bringing that one back over here and using it. I also considered getting a new 14-inch because I rarely use the 16-inch. And if I had a 14-inch brand new one, I'd probably end up using that as my everyday grind machine. And that one would probably go with me everywhere I go. And the 14-inch would stay right here. And that's, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't know. Maybe I just go get a studio and leave it here, and I can allow clients to remote into it to do certain works at the data center or something. There's so many things. How do you engineer a product that makes everybody happy? I don't know. So back to the tech stack. I'm excited because I got so much I need to get done. I'm going to take a minute with you all right here, right now. You know what? No, I'm going to go back to work. I felt like getting on here and saying hi to everybody, I guess. Have a good day. People are blowing me up now. I got to go. I got Microsoft blowing me up. I got technicians and I got accounts asking for shit. It's Wednesday. My kid tonight. So much going on. I just want you guys to know that we're on it. Talk soon.